Today on NewsCenter, find out why Morehead State has partnered with NASA, discover which coach earned national recognition, and learn about what Sigma Pi is doing to raise money for their philanthropy. All this and more, now on NewsCenter.
Good evening and welcome to NewsCenter. I'm Chad Hedrick.
And I'm Jacob Miller. This is your news for April 9th, 2015.
Emergency crews responded to multiple rescue calls Friday during flash flooding that hit Rowan County. Downtown Morehead and Clearfield were flooded, really. I mean, you're seeing the video right now. The Save-A-Lot, Kids Will Be Kids inflatables, Citizens Bank, and several other businesses all reported some degree of damage. Parts of Kentucky 32, Tile Storage Road, and other roadways were closed due to high water. Mudslides were reported in several locations, including US 60 East near the former Sunnybrook Golf Course. Morehead City Park received extensive damage only days after crews had cleaned the park and prepared for Youth League baseball opening in just less than 3 weeks. Emergency crews also had to make adjustments during flood rescue efforts to respond to a fire on Old Flemingsburg Road. Now, City Planner Joe Parson told the Morehead News the city drainage pipes were overwhelmed with debris and silt from the fast-moving water.
A major fire broke out in Morehead at Guardian Industries Saturday, bringing in dozens of fire departments from surrounding counties. No one was injured, and the blaze was contained primarily to a rooftop ventilation system. Aerial ladder units were used to give firefighters access to the roof of the plant. Workers inside the plant who reported the fire were evacuated without incident. Firefighters returned Saturday evening and early Sunday when new spot fires erupted in the ductwork inside the plant. Operated by SRG Global, Guardian manufactures glass, automotive, and building products.
A group claiming to be affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan assembled in Morehead at Fountain Park on KY 32 on Saturday. The group made a comment to the Morehead News saying, quote, "We're here to exercise our right to free speech." MSU President Dr. Wayne Andrews also issued a statement expressing his sadness over the Klan's appearance in Morehead. Andrews said, quote, "I want to strongly assert our core value that people come first and should be treated with dignity and respect. Let's continue to work together to ensure that there is no fertile ground in our community for the seeds of hatred to be sown by the Klan or any other hate group," end quote. Join us after the break for a look at weather with Mary Dameron and NewsCenter Notices with Ricky Nelson.
Davis, the Associate Professor of Dance here at Morehead State University. Under the Dance Minor program, you will learn a variety of genres of dance, including tap, ballet, modern, jazz, hip-hop, African, dance composition, dance improvisation, dance history, intro to dance, and Pilates. If you are interested, you can become a member of our National Dance Honors Fraternity, Delta Chi Xi. This fraternity offers students the opportunity to spread dance not only on our campus, but throughout the community. If you're interested in any of our classes, please come and contact me, Professor Natasha Davis. And never miss a chance to dance.
Welcome back to NewsCenter. I'm Mary Dameron. I don't have to tell you, we have definitely had a crazy week as far as weather goes here in Morehead and on campus. But today we're seeing a pretty clear afternoon here at Morehead, a high of 79 degrees, and it looks like it might be trying to warm up a little bit, but I'll tell you more about that this afternoon. Record temperatures this time of year, normally it's around 64 for the high, and today we're reaching the low 80s, so we've had a pleasant afternoon today. Normally it's around 42 for the low, and in 2001 the high was 83 degrees, and in 1936 the record low was 21. Currently around Kentucky. If you look up north in Covington, it's 66 degrees. It's pretty cold over there. But in Ashland, it's 80 degrees, 82 here in Moorhead, 81 in Mount Sterling, 82 in Richmond, and 83 in London. For your current radar, we don't see a whole lot going on right now, but pushing on into the overnight afternoon, we are going to see some scattered thunderstorms working its way on through. Some severe weather is on the way, and we are under a severe weather threat right now until 10 p.m. For your 24-hour planner, by 8 p.m., the winds are going to start picking up. A few storms are spotted and on the way over here, and by 11, that's when the strongest threat is going to be in our area. Now, tomorrow, things are going to start clearing up. Along with that, some cooler temperatures, but hopefully for this weekend, we're going to see a nice, warm, and sunny weekend, which would be great from all the rain we've been having so far. So now let's go ahead and take it over to the news desk with NewsCenter Notices with Chad.
Mary, thanks. Joining me today for NewsCenter Notices is Pledge Master of the Zeta Phi Eta fraternity group right here on Moorhead's campus, the lovely and talented Miss Ricky Nelson.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you for being here. Tell us a little bit about what Zeta Phi Eta is.
All right. Zeta Phi Eta is a professional co-ed fraternity.
Okay.
And it is for communication majors and for convergent media majors. And we really encourage everyone to join. We need a lot more StratCom majors in it because right now it is mainly convergent media. It's very heavily convergent media majors. So, but we like StratCom majors and convergent media. We want everyone to join.
And it's a great way because, especially in the communications department, the convergent media majors are on one side and the StratCom. So it's a great way to blend and to get to know other people and mix and help each other.
And to get them to communicate.
And to communicate, exactly. That's all what they're about at Zeta. So tell us about how do students join the group?
All right. If students want to join, they just can get a hold of me. They can get a hold of our president right now is Leah Flocare, our vice president Savannah Lewis, or one of the other two pledge masters who are Justin Coons and Jessica McGuire. And you just tell us that you want to join, and we will sit down and we'll let you know what it involves and what you need to do, and that's how you do it.
Okay, so real quick, tell us what are some of the things that students are required to meet, the requirements for them to join Zeta?
Okay, well, you have to go through the pledging process.
Okay.
And to do that, we meet once a week, and we learn about the national history of Zeta Phi Eta. And it's a lot to learn, a little bit, because we only meet once a week, but we wanted to give everybody time to do everything else too, because with this major and with the communications major, everyone's busy all the time. So we try to keep it limited to meeting once a week, and we learn, and we also do a lot of bonding games and stuff, and it's really fun. We're laid back, and it's a great time.
Okay. What is the best way if students do want to reach out to you or to get more information? What's the best way to reach you?
Okay, they can reach me at my email, which is rjnelson@moorheadstate.edu.
Okay.
They can add me on Facebook. They can call me. They can just whatever way they can get a hold of me. I am not a hateful person.
No, she's not.
I'm not.
She's a familiar face to MSU TV as well,
Yes,
so
yeah.
you can just see her hanging around there. So it's a fun group.
It's so fun. It is so fun. Recently, at our most recent regular Zeta meeting, we did a speed dating game.
Oh, that's fun.
With the new pledges. We asked the new pledges to come to the Zeta meeting, and we did the speed dating game so the members could get to know our new pledges so that we can start getting ideas for bigs and littles.
Okay, well, Ricky Nelson, we thank you so much for stopping by. Don't go away, because after the break, Mary Dameron's got an extended look at the forecast, and Alexis Matthews with Eagle Athletics.
It never gets old, huh?
Nope.
It kind of makes you wanna...
Breaking the song?
Yup. I love the sunset.
I love Eagle Lake.
I love the forest. I love when eagles play.
I love the campus!
And all its sights and sounds.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
I love philosophy.
We love diversity. I love English.
And all its weird words.
I love the music.
And all its melodies. Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
I love fraternities.
I
I love sororities.
I love to draw things.
And all the athletes.
I love Moorhead.
It's such a pretty place.
Welcome back to NewsCenter. I'm Mary Dameron. Currently on campus, it's a nice evening at 79 degrees. And so far the rain isn't falling just yet, but be on the lookout because I'm afraid we are going to have some severe weather heading our way. We're taking a look at your 24-hour planner. We are under a severe weather warning issued from now until 10 p.m. this evening. Looking at your 8 o'clock hour, 75 degrees and a few storms working its way on in. By 11 o'clock tonight, be on the lookout because that's when the hardest part of the storm will be here, centralizing itself in Moorhead and Round County. But for your weekend, Friday morning, things are going to start cooling off a little bit, but hopefully drying up as well. Waking up tomorrow morning, it's going to be about 50 degrees and a cold front is moving in, but by the afternoon, things are going to start, the sun's going to start coming out, and it's going to be a nice Friday afternoon for you. Current temperatures in Kentucky, 66 degrees in Covington, 75 in Frankfort, 80 degrees in Lexington, 81 in Danville, and 79 in Somerset. Your current radar, if you're looking over into the Moorhead area, we don't see anything going on right now, but do remember that was issued for around 5 o'clock today. Like I said, things are going to start moving its way on up around from now on till the 10 o'clock hour tonight. So be on the lookout for that. Go ahead and get your umbrellas out for sure. Tonight, severe storm threat. Also, along with that, you could be seeing anything from hail and a possibility with the cold front moving, and isolated tornadoes are always a possibility. So you're going to make sure you have a place to go, whether that's a basement or whether that's a safe zone that you can get into just in case things do happen. So along with that, heavy wind is expected, and that can always cause debris if you're out there traveling. Make sure that you're safe. A flood watch is also in effect till tomorrow at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, where we've had so much rainfall from the last weekend, the water temperatures are easily rising. So you want to be on the lookout for that. Like I said, if you're driving around, make sure you're safe. Tomorrow, a milder day. Things are going to start to dry up a little bit, and it looks like we're going to have a pretty good weekend ahead of us. Temperatures cooling off a little bit, but things should be picking up, and hopefully some of that rain's going to stay away for a little while anyway. Now taking a look at your 7-day forecast. Tomorrow the high for Friday is going to be 62 degrees, a little chillier than what we were expecting today, but at least we won't have any of that rain for us. And on Saturday and Sunday is going to be the best day that we have. So anyway, spring's in the air, and let's go ahead and take it over to sports with Alexis Matthews.
Your home for the Moorhead State Eagles, this is NewsCenter Sports.
The Moorhead State baseball team is playing great baseball after struggling through a tough stretch at the end of March where they dropped 6 in a row. Since the slump, head coach Mike McGuire and the Eagles have won 8 in a row, scoring over 90 combined runs in those games. MSU was able to get back to their winning ways at the end of the month against Eastern Kentucky, where the Eagles stole 2 of 3 from the Colonels. Next, it was a win at East Tennessee State and then a terrific stand against LaSalle and Alabama A&M. In Moorhead's win on Tuesday over A&M, every position player was able to join in on the hit parade. It was shortstop Bobby Spencer and Nick Newell who stole the show for MSU, with each player notching a pair of hits and a set of RBIs. It was a great pitching effort by the Eagles as well. Starter David Calderon and reliever Brent Stoneking each pitched 3 innings in what turned out to be only a 6-inning game due to inclement weather. Calderon and Stone King each gave up 3 hits, 2 earned, and had a single strikeout to their names. The dual effort held Alabama A&M to just 4 runs on the day, and the Eagles were able to walk away victorious with 15 runs of their own. MSU will look to get its 19th win of the season tomorrow when they travel to UT Martin. Morehead State is 13-18 overall and 4-7 in the Ohio Valley Conference after going 2-4 last week. The Eagles split a non-conference doubleheader with Cleveland State last Wednesday, March 31st, where the Eagles were forced to reschedule their Wednesday match up against Northern Kentucky due to inclement weather. They will make this game up on Tuesday, April 21st at 2 p.m. The Eagles are expected to face off against in-conference opponent Belmont on Saturday at 1 p.m. in a doubleheader and Sunday for a single game. They will also play Wednesday against Wright State, so make sure to come out and support your Eagles. Tickets are $5 for adults and $2 for children. The Morehead State Lady Eagles tennis team lost to Southeastern Louisiana 4-3 Wednesday at the Eagles Center indoor courts, dropping to 8-9. The match was the final home action for seniors Dominique Shante McLean and Alex Tukowski. Tukowski, sophomore Andrea LeBlanc, and junior Ayaka Tarashi all claimed their singles battles. Tukowski beat Danny Regatas 6-4 and 6-2. LeBlanc outlasted Renee Villarreal 6-2, 6-7, and 6-0. Tarashi won the battle of wits over Lucia Bestamonte 6-3 and 7-6. McLean and Tarashi were the lone Eagle pair to win doubles. They got past Margot Kaltenbacher and Regatas 8-5. Morehead State concludes the regular season on the road against SIU Edwardsville Friday and Eastern Illinois Saturday. And now for NewsCenter's famous sports trivia. Who was named the Ohio Valley Conference Women's Tennis Player of the Week? A. Andrea LeBlanc, B. Haley Wild, C. Ayaka Tarashi, or D. Maria Oriana? What do you guys think?
I'm going to go with A.
I'm going to go C on this one.
I'm going to go with Ayaka as well.
Well, it's actually Mary's right. It is Andrea LeBlanc. She is 13-11 overall this year in singles and 14-8 in doubles. We'll be right back after the break.
Morehead State University has partnered with NASA to build a satellite to go to the moon in search of water ice. NewsCenter reporter Lanza Peroni met with Dr. Benjamin Malfris, chair of the Department of Earth and Space Sciences and the director of the Space Science Program, to learn more about that satellite that MSU students and faculty will be working on to prepare for launch in early 2018.
We were recently informed that we won a NASA contract, a $7.9 million contract through the NASA Next Step program to develop a small satellite that's going to go to the moon to look for water ice. And we have a number of partners on the program. NASA Goddard is our science team, and a company in Massachusetts called Busek Technology is building the propulsion system, and the spacecraft will be built here in Moorhead. And the satellite is one of about 10 that will be selected to fly on the maiden voyage of what's known as EM-1. It's the Earth-Moon-1 system. It's going to be the maiden voyage of the Space Launch System, NASA's big new rocket. It's the SLS is essentially the new Saturn V type rocket that will take astronauts to the International Space Station, and it will ultimately carry astronauts to the Moon and even onto Mars. And the first time it's going to be launched in 2018. It'll have the Orion spacecraft, but it won't have astronauts. They're just going to send it to the Moon and check out all the systems. So water is an extremely important material to find on the Moon, because when we go back to the Moon, we'd like to stay this time. I mean, last time when we went in the 60s and through the 70s, we basically planted a flag and put some boots on the ground and picked up some rocks, did a little bit of science, and then came back home. When we go back to the Moon, we'd really like to establish a lunar outpost for research and ultimately for lunar resource mining and utilization. And to be able to do that, you have to use what's known as in situ resources, the resources that are already there. And water is an extremely valuable resource. I mean, astronauts need water to drink and to bathe, but also it can be broken down into hydrogen and oxygen. Well, oxygen is what, of course, the astronauts need to breathe, and hydrogen is rocket fuel. So it's an incredibly valuable resource. And to actually take water to the Moon would cost something like several $100,000 per pound to do it. So for every pound of water that you don't have to take, every gallon, you're probably saving $500,000 in resources. If you imagine, 2 loaves of breads together, side by side, that's essentially the size of the deep space probe going to the Moon. I think one thing that's really probably not well understood about the program is the contribution that the students make. And we actually have undergraduate students that are building spaceflight hardware that have flown to space. I have a young man, I'll just give you an example, Zach Talby, who sophomore in the undergraduate program, and he does a lot of the machine tooling and machining of some of the systems. He's actually has 3 sets of hardware flying in space right now, 3 things that he's built at the ripe old age of 19 that are on orbit around the Earth. So, I mean, pretty incredible experience, but it's just an example of how the students actually contribute to these space missions. So it's not the faculty building and leading the design reviews, it's actually the students doing the bulk of the work and gaining great experience, and they get really good. This is a different level for us because this is a deep space probe. It's a big mission, it's an expensive mission, and it's an expensive mission going beyond low Earth orbit all the way to the Moon. So it's a huge step for us. It's a giant step for Moorhead State.
Moorhead State University President Dr. Wayne Andrews and Provost Stephen Ralston hosted an open forum in ADUC on Monday to answer any student questions about budget plans, campus renovations, and the academic affairs self-study.
So we answered lots of questions about buildings, construction, parking, new dorms, new food service, all that stuff. We had some good questions about where does the money come to pay for that, and I talked a little bit about source of funds, where it comes from, and use of funds, because that's a very important consideration. For example, you can't take money that is borrowed to build residence halls and use it for academic programs, for example. So we did that. And then there were lots of questions about the self-study, the academic self-study that's underway. Students were interested in changes that had been recommended where we were in that process, and our provost, Dr. Ralston, pointed out we're still very much involved in the process. It's iterative and no decisions have been made at this point. So we tried to answer students' questions, allay their concerns, and I think we did a reasonable job. Well, in my job as president of the university, and in any job really where you're in leadership, you can never do enough communication, because the reality, people have questions and concerns, hopes, fears, all those things go on in people's mind. So what I always try to do is get out in front the best I can and come to things like this, a forum where you can explain what's going on and they can hear it from somebody that's knowledgeable. I would just ask if people have questions or concern that they ask a knowledgeable person to address their question or their concern, and we'll do our very best to do that. There's no hidden agenda here. This is all about trying to improve the university. Also, there were a number of misconceptions about the self-study, The students, I think, believe that the decisions had already been made to combine units and do some different things, and that's not true. We're in the process right now of meeting with academic people that have submitted responses to self-study, and there's a dialogue going on. Decisions have not been made yet, and when they are made, they'll be made public.
Assistant volleyball coach Kirsten Becker earned national recognition from the American Volleyball Coaches Association as one of the nation's top 30 coaches under the age of 30. NewsCenter reporter Andrew McCann caught up with the Coach Becker to discuss the award as well as her team.
It's the American Volleyball Coaches Association, and it's one of the governing bodies over volleyball. So they help run the championships, and they help run club volleyball, and they're pretty much the overseeing group for that. Well, it means a lot. I think it's kind of like every time our girls get an award, it's more of a team award. So I take it as a team award from our staff, but also from our program. Coach Gordon has been very helpful with me, and so has Ed Tolentino, and they've helped me learn a lot, and we wouldn't be getting as much recognition if it wasn't for what our girls do on the court. So it just means a lot that we can have another highlight to add to this program. All of our girls are extremely family-oriented. They put each other before themselves, which is huge for us. Academically, they're awesome. We've had a 3.7 GPA as a team for the past 5 years, so I watch over academics, and it's extremely easy because they just come in with 4.0s. But people who really love volleyball and want to put a program before themselves. More recognition would obviously be great. Hopefully our next one is another championship ring and another NCAA tournament trip. And I think it all comes through hard work and making sure, especially from my part, that we're recruiting the right types of people into this program. And I think the rest kind of takes care of itself.
With Becker on staff, the Moorhead volleyball team claimed a total of 50 wins and only 22 losses from 2011-2013. The Ohio Valley Conference matches en route to 3 consecutive regular season league championships. The Eagles also captured conference tournament titles in 2011 and 2013.
The Sigma Pi fraternity held their second annual Hoops for Troops basketball tournament on Tuesday afternoon, and NewsCenter was there.
Hoops for Troops is a philanthropy we do for Sigma Pi National Fraternity. The proceeds that we get from this event all go to the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. This is the second year we've done it with a 3-on-3. A couple years ago we did a 5K. We had a good turnout, but it wasn't as good as what we thought we could get with this, so we switched over to this. We actually, for a prize they got canteens or a little Army helmet that we found. This year they're just going to get certificates. We couldn't find those again.
I have not participated in Hoops for Troops before, but I'm really excited. This is my first time, and it's for a really great cause, so I'm excited to be here.
The Pan-Atlantic Women of Morehead State University hosted Sorority 101, an event to help students learn more about sorority life.
Every sorority is here today for what we call Sorority 101. It's the first year Pan-Atlantic is hosting it. Basically, we're holding up tables. All of us are doing this together. We're bringing items. We're focusing on things like sisterhood, finance, scholarship, and just overall what every girl at Morehead State's campus can get from going Greek.
In the previous years, we've never really marketed toward people who are already enrolled in school. We go mostly to freshmen, to new student days. So we're really trying this year to incorporate people who are maybe not feeling like this campus is their home and try to get them into our system and try to help them out a little bit, feel more comfortable on campus.
I'm representing Chi Omega sorority, and basically tonight I'm going to be standing at the sisterhood table, which has items that represent every organization, but girls will walk through the door, they'll have questions, they'll say, you know, what is sisterhood about? And I'll just show them pictures that we have, whether it's big little paddles or just pictures from sisterhood events, like we went to Carter Caves and stayed the night over the summer, and just various events that we hold throughout the year to maintain our sisterhood. Anyone on campus can attend. Any girl that is interested in going through recruitment, or even any girl that doesn't know if they really want to go through recruitment. It's just a taste. It allows you to talk to every single sorority here and just see if it really is for you or not.
Dr. Stephen Ralston, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Dr. Michael Henson, Associate Vice President for Research and Dean of the Graduate School, hosted a reception recognizing the exemplary academic performance of the graduate Dean Scholars. The reception was held Tuesday, April 7th in the Commonwealth Room of the Adron Duran University Center. To qualify as a scholar, the student must be an undergraduate graduating in the spring semester with a minimum of 3.8 GPA. For more information, contact Susan Maxey, Director of the Graduate School, at 606-783-2317.
Watch NewsCenter at msutv.net.
And follow us on Twitter at MSU_NewsCenter.
On behalf of Mary Damerman with weather, Alexis Matthews with sports, and the rest of the NewsCenter team, I'm Jacob Miller.
And I'm Chad Hedrick. Have a great weekend.